Hello soulmates, welcome back to my channel. This is Soul with Pivot. So today we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful dress for a girl of 9 to 10 years. Enjoy. So to make this, I made use of almost 2 yards of chiffon fabric. Okay, so go ahead and fold our fabrics into 4 fold. We are cutting the back and the front at the same time. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our half cut length, which is 13 inches plus 1 inches. I have here is 14 inches. My shoulder measurement is 12 inches divided by 2, which is 6 inches, plus half inches allowance. I have 6.5 inches, which is what I marked here. From there, I'll come down by half inch for my shoulder slope. Then from that half inch, I'm going to take my armhole measurement, which is what? 6 inches. And then I'm going to connect the lines like this. So the next thing I'll do is to take my chest measurement, which is 30 inches divided by 4, 7.5 inches. Then I added 2 inches, which is 9.5 inches. So I'll bring that 9.5 inches on the waistline and I'll just connect it into a straight line. So from there, I'll form my armhole curve. Then from the hem of this my half cut, I'll come out by, I went up by half inches. And then I'm connecting it. The next thing I'll do is to take my neck width, which is 3 inches. And then for the neck depth, I'll be taking 1 inches neck depth for the back. So this is my back neck depth, 3 inches by 1 inches. Then for the front neck depth, I'll be taking 3 inches. So that means what we'll have for the front is 3 inches by 3 inches. So I'll connect it like this. And then I'll also connect it to meet that my shoulder slope line. So we go ahead and cut. Okay, so after cutting, I'll go ahead to cut my back neckline, then I'll take it out and then cut my front neckline. This is my front piece, and then this is my back piece. It's going to be having a button, so I'll come down by 3 inches and then I'll open it up. So that's where we'll be placing our button and our hook, our loop for the hook. Okay, this is my back. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this place and then also finish up my neckline, and then I'll do this with what? A bias strip. I'll do the same thing for the front piece. I'll go ahead and finish up my neckline with a bias strip. So this is what we have after sewing. That's my back, and then this is my front. We already finished up the neckline. So the next one we're going to do is to mark the points where our ruffles, where we are going to be placing our ruffles. Now you can see my center line. I already ironed it, but let me mark it out so that it will be more visible. So now from my neckline, I will come down by 5 inches, and then I will be marking it out here. This is 5 inches. Then on the shoulder, I'm going to go in by 1 inch. That's from my outer shoulder. I'll go in by 1 inch. And I'll do the same thing for both shoulders. I'm marking 1 inches. Then after marking it out, I'll go ahead and connect into the shape I want. So basically, I'm just connecting this on one side. Then I'll go ahead and fold so that I can get the same shape on the other side. But you can go ahead and mark it out at once. But I didn't just want to have any difference, you understand? So I'll just hit it out a little. I'll tap it, and then you can see it's already visible. So I'll just trace it again, and then this is what we have. This is where we're going to be placing our ruffles piece. Now for the ruffle piece, this is what I have. The width is 3 inches, while the length is 45 inches. So I'll go ahead and run a gather stitch on this edge, and then this is what I have. This is my gather stitch already. So I'll bring my upper front bodice, and then I'm going to be placing my ruffles on it like this, and then I'll go ahead and sew. And then this is what we have after sewing. So I'll go ahead and flip it over, and then I'll top stitch so that it can stay in place. So I'll stitch very close to this line. I'll stitch that to stay in place, and then this is what we have. We already top stitched it, and then the next thing I'm going to do is to bring my back bodies, and then we're going to be joining the shoulders. Now to join the shoulders, I removed the ruffles. Now this is my front and back piece, so I'm going to be removing my ruffles this way. I'll just fold it out of that line, and then I'll join my front bodies and my back bodies shoulder to shoulder, and so. Okay, so this is what we have. Now you can see it. I didn't sew it together with my ruffles so that I can easily fix my sleeve. So this is what we have. So the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and cut our sleeve so that we can fix it here. Now for my sleeve, this is what I have. I folded it into 4 pieces. It's a long sleeve. So her sleeve measurement is 20 inches, but I added 2 inches. So what I have here is 22 inches. And the width is 8 inches on fold. Now I'm going to come down by 3 inches. And then from there, I'm just going to connect it to form the armhole line. Then from the hemline, I'm going to go up by half or 1 inches. I went up by half inches. And then I'm going to connect it back to almost the center front of the sleeve. And then we go ahead and cut it. Now this sleeve is going to be having elastic at the edge. You understand? That's why it's wide. So this is what we have for the sleeve. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to bring my upper bodies, and then I'm going to fix in my sleeve and sew. And then this is what we have after fixing in our sleeve. This is what we have. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold the hem of my sleeve. So this is the hem of my sleeve. I'm going to fold it in and sew. And after sewing it, I'm going to be passing this elastic into it. And I have 2 pieces of elastic. The length of my elastic is what? 7 inches. So I'll fold my sleeve and then fix it in. And then this is what we have. I already fixed it in while sewing. And then I did the same thing for both sleeves. So this is our upper bodies. So we're just going to simply keep it by the side and then over to the skirt part of the gown. Now I have my fabric folded into 4, and the width of this fabric is 14 inches on fold. So I marked out the length, which is 18.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and take what we had at our waist measurement, which was what? 9.5. Remember, that was what we marked at the upper bodies. So I marked it out here. This is my 9.5. Then I'm going to connect it to the hemline of this our skirt piece. Just connect it like an A-line. You can connect it the way you want, but let it just be like an A-line. And then this is what we have. Now from the hem, I'm going to be coming up by ½ inch, and then I'll connect it back to the hem. Sorry, it wasn't showing, but I'm going to show you shortly. I didn't know this was off camera. So this is it. Then we go ahead and cut. So this is our skirt part, and we have 2 pieces of this. That is the front and the back. So the next thing we're going to do is to bring in our upper bodies so that we can fix in the skirt part of our gown. Now this is my upper bodies. So I'm going to bring in the skirt part, and then I'm going to be placing it to sew. So I'm going to flip it over to this other side, and then we sew on the waistline. So after sewing, this is what we have. I went ahead to press out my seam allowance on that waistline because we're going to be fixing elastic on that point. Now I have 2 pieces of elastic, and the length of my elastic is about 9.5 to 10 inches. Let's say 9.5 inches. and I have two pieces of this. So we'll place it on this end and then I'll sew to hold it in place. I'll also place it on this other end, sew to hold it in place, and then we stitch at the middle. I'll do so for front and back, and then this is what we have. We already stitched it, and then this is what we have for the front and the back. You can see it's already looking so beautiful. Let me turn it over, and then this is how the front is already looking so neat and beautiful. So we are left with cutting of our ruffles so that we can fix it on this hemline to make up for our length. And I have two pieces of this ruffle. It measures 4 inches in length, and then for the width it measures 60 inches in width. And then I have two pieces of this. That's we're going to be fixing one for the front and then one for the back. So I'll go ahead and run a gather stitch on one side of the ruffle. Then I'll also do the same thing on the second piece. I'll run gather stitch on one side. And then this is what we have. We already ran our gather stitch. And then this is my main body. So I'm going to be fixing it on this hemline. We're going to be fixing it like this, and then we go ahead and sew from one end to the other. Then after sewing it, we'll go ahead and close up the side. From the sleeve we sew up to the hem of our dress. Then the next thing we're going to do is to finish up our neckline. So we're going to be fixing button here, and then we're going to be forming our loop. So to form our loop, I just got this piece of elastic which measures 2 inches in length. So I'm just going to fold it into two like this, and then I'm going to place it here. I'm going to be placing it like this, and then I will stitch on it so, and then go ahead and fix my button as I earlier said. So this is the outcome of our dress. If you know you enjoyed this tutorial up to this point, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time.